So apparently, the only thing hard about beating Badlands on Fallen now is getting the freaking map to show up in the elevator. That's right, Cat Gang. Your boy Harry has got an updated Badlands Fallen strat hot off the press for you. But before I get started, go ahead and smash that like button if you want the cowboy. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this is way too easy now. I don't know what else to say. Like, I didn't think the cowboy was worth all the trouble you had to go through before, using 48 accelerators and 80 rangers and 3 DJs and all that. But now you can actually get it with just 1 DJ and 1 person chaining call to arms, 30 rangers, and no accelerators. So if you need the cowboy, now's the time to get it. I made this strat for a mega server, but honestly, it's probably doable in a regular 4-player game. I even tried to divide the player loadouts up into like the first 4 being the important ones and the last 2 being the people that are just noobs getting carried. In fact, I played 2 games using this revised strat and we won both of them with only 5 players. Now you might be wondering, why is it so easy, Harry? Tell me. Well, that's simple. The TDS devs changed the wave structure on dual lane maps so that major enemies only spawn on one side instead of both. So instead of Fallen Badlands getting 2 Fallen Kings, it only gets 1. Yeah, go ahead and celebrate. You earned it. This not only means that the final wave is much easier, but all the waves leading up to it as well. The only major drawback I felt from this change in-game was that it seemed like I didn't have as much money as I did before, but we won anyway, so who cares? Now I'm gonna go ahead and start getting into the info. The first thing I want to tell you is which major enemies spawn from which sides on which waves. So wave 10 brings an abnormal from the train, and wave 12 brings his brother from the cave. Wave 19 brings a dark necromancer from the cave. Wave 22 brings a giant boss from the cave. Wave 24 brings a Shoutout boss from the train. Wave 30 brings a tank from the cave. Wave 35 brings a Templar from the train. And finally, Wave 40 brings a Fallen King from the cave. And because the Fallen King spawns from the cave side, we're going to be primarily setting up on that side from the beginning. Okay, now I'm going to go over the loadouts. Player 1 is going to bring the Ranger, Farm, Commander, Minigunner, and Soldier. Player 2 is going to bring the same thing. Player 3 is going to bring a Ranger, Farm, DJ, Turret, and Soldier. Player 4 is going to bring the exact same thing. And Player 5 is going to bring Farm and Minigunner, or whatever they want, with player 6 bringing the same thing. I mean, literally, if they want to bring some ace pilots to turn the Rangers into outlaws, go for it. If they want to bring some electroshockers to slow the zombies down, fine. If they have the toxic gunner, even better, but it doesn't matter. The game mode is so easy to beat now. They could probably go AFK and you'd still get the dub. But if they want to help just a little bit, they should use the minigunner because it'll make it easier for the other players to farm up for the turrets and Rangers. So jumping off from that, here is your placement map. Another major difference between this strat and the old one is that instead of setting up on 2 sides, you're now going to be building out from the base in the middle. The orange area is initially going to be for your soldiers, which you're then going to sell and replace with minigunners. The blue area is for the turrets, the pink area is for the DJs, and the black area is for the commanders. You're going to want to put the first DJ and commanders near the center building, and then place the other DJ and commanders off to this right side towards the end of the game. And finally, red is going to be the Rangers. So this is a pretty precise layout. If players 5 and 6 want to bring in some other towers, just make sure that they put them outside of these areas, especially the turrets. They really need to go in these spots, preferably starting closer to the base and moving further away as you add more. And that goes for all the towers, especially the Rangers, just so they stay close to your first DJ and commander. Now, a quick note about the ace pilots. I have a feeling that a lot of you are going to want to be using these because players 5 and 6 can bring anything, and y'all are just crazy about stuff like the new ace pilot's ability. So I went ahead and did you a solid and added some green spots to let you know where I think those will go best. Okay, now moving on to the actual player strategies. These are pretty detailed and I don't feel like talking through each one, so I'm just going to put them up on the screen for you to screenshot while some soothing music plays. Alright, now moving on to wave 40 strategy. You want to be sure to sell all your farms at the beginning of wave 40. After that point, they can't do no more good for nobody except take up placement spots. So go ahead and sell them so you can place max level damage towers. Another thing for whoever's using the commander, be sure you're spamming call to arms as much as possible on the final wave. You can kind of get away with not doing it before this point, but you really need to kill the enemies around the Fallen King fast so that you can start doing damage to him as soon as possible. Because even though this map is very beatable, he's still going to get to the end pretty quickly. And finally, you should have about 30 max level rangers and 10 max level turrets on wave 40. If you can accomplish that, then I'm confident you can take home the epic victory royale. Okay, so now I have some notes about the strat. The first one is, will you guys let me know if you try this with 4 players and it works? Because I didn't have time to test it and I really want to know if this doubles as a 4-player strat. The next thing is, I'm sure there's all different combinations of towers that'll work to beat this map. The truth is, I don't even think you need a strategy, but some people like them, so here we are. Trade out the turrets for the pursuits if you want, or go wild and use accelerators to make it even more easier. The only tower I feel like you really gotta have for this game, or any game in TDS for that matter, is the Ranger. Place as many of those as you can, and I'm sure you'll do fine. And finally, let me give a big fat shout out to the epic players that played with me so I could make this strat. AJ Plays, Evan Break 666, Freeze Down 1, Mr. Milk Good, and Madly Mikey the Cute. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and let you watch the rest of this gameplay, so go ahead and sit back, relax, and grab a fluffy cat, and I'll see you right back here at the end. Alright guys, if you found this video helpful at all, go ahead and smash that like button with your forehead, hit the subscribe button with your big toe, and turn on notifications however you can so you don't miss any of my amazing upcoming content. And while you're at it, go ahead and join my growing Discord community. You can do that at discord.gg/JustHarrisonThings. And I will see you guys next time. Take care, be safe, and never forget what I always say. Peace!